Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news, baby dolls. Did you hear? It's crime season all over again. I've got some cracker news coming your way. Did Gainzy really rug his celebrity stream token? What's going on with Donald Pump and the US Tariffs? We got the Federal Reserve, friends. They're going to have an emergency meeting to do with crypto payments and AI, potentially. Ivan on Tech, our friend. Shouts out PulseChain and Sommi's nipple pegging adventures. What's happening with World Liberty Finance? I've got all of that coming your way and more. But first, the BTC monthly candle. It's Ticky Ticky green. We have BTC 112,000 American dollars. Checking it out here. You know, friends, what's actually been happening? Yes, the critical moment is we are just waiting for the Russell 2000, who is very racist. He has no white friends, okay? Newsflash for everyone. White people are a race. And if you hate white people, you're racist. Just letting you know. Russell. So Russell 2000 is very racist. We'll cover that shortly. We have Ethereum, friends. Ethereum, it's at a green monthly candle as well. Just to remind you, friends, Ethereum, if Ethereum cranks, this would be the third green monthly candle in a row. The time to get concerned is when you have 7. Just to let you know, Ethereum does a blow off top. If you want to go back into the past, friends, I mean, Ethereum, see this one where this was actually the time to sell all your coins into Bitcoin. Okay, this was the ETH-BTC blow off. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles in a row. In 2021, we had 7. This was actually printing the 8th, and then it was all over in May. Okay, so this is wild. So as you can see from Ethereum in the past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we get 6, okay, be very concerned. But we're not there yet. We're only at number 3. Okay, Bitcoin had a reset as well. Remember last month, in the month of August, Bitcoin finished red for the month. Bitcoin finished red August, but Ethereum finished green. Quite particular. It's very interesting in terms of a reversal point, isn't it? Do you want to know something interesting, friends? I still remember doing this research, I think in 2019. Yeah, man. Friends, I remember this research 6 years ago. I did all this by hand. I think in 2017, the top of the ETH-BTC ratio, I think Ethereum was green and Bitcoin was red. I think it was either a weekly or a monthly because I wanted to try see if there were patterns in the candles to see if I could pick tops and stuff. This is where you start to learn. But it's interesting. It is like that now, but it's happened at an exact bottom. Whoa, that's pretty crazy, man. That's awesome. That's like, so this one, as we're getting to see here. So that was the one I was talking about. So this is where, you know, basically Ethereum finishes green, Bitcoin finishes red, and that actually marks the top. I wonder if this is some sort of signal as we see this is just, so this is August starting right here, right? I'm wondering if this is marking a generational bottom, just like this marked the generational top. So hopefully we get to see more friendship and kindness coming your way over there. Let's play some PUBG music. Oh, yeah. Now, you probably want to see what's going on in the shorter time frames. So do I. This is the daily chart for BTC. What I'm now going to do, friends, we're going to switch on to blockchain backers charts. It's got more intricate stuff out here, but just a quick mention before we even go there. You already know the juice. The juice of the situation is it's the Mr. Racist Russell 2000. Okay, Racist Russell 2000 is like a forward-looking complete indicator. What I mean by complete indicator, you got to complete the pieces of the puzzle with the S&P, the Smelly Poop 500, the Nasdaq. You got the Dow Jones. Put all the major US indices together. This is the one that's been lagging the most. Racist Russell 2000 is only 3% from the all-time high. We did get Ticky up here, and then this was pretty much a 2021 high. So Racist Russell 2000 is the last one. I actually want to show you something, friends. I have this chart ratio here. I just want to show you the ratio between the S&P 500 and the Russell 2000. So look at this. RTY, Russell over Smelly Poop. This thing is a giant big oscillator that you can see goes up and down, right? And look how low it is, man. What are these green circles? These are our alt seasons. These are our bull market years. Okay, see, it was high, it came down low, then we got like a lower high here. This was 2021, so this is 2013, 2017, 2021. Look where we are right now, 2025. Like, we're still sinking to the floor. So I'm hoping this thing does some sort of like big snap up, and then we actually get a nice alt season maybe there. Maybe it comes back down here and it's got some generational move. Remember, these are like 4-year periods as well. What that means is, friends, for a boring investor, but they go, yo, I'm a serious investor. I'm serious. I like Johnson & Johnson baby bomb powder. Those guys, you would be, if you're like buying a portfolio, because of these ratios here, you wouldn't put in 100% weighting into the S&P 500 for your equities batch. Because the ratio is so low here, you'd probably literally be 50-50. Yeah, literally 50-50. If it went even lower, like you never know. Let's say we go up here and there's a world collapse or something out here, you'd start to go, because look, it's starting to come back to like these critical levels here. Now, we don't need to concern ourselves with this, but I'm just showing you how ratios can be used. Like, let's say you don't get the exact bottom, but even if you buy near the bottom, if it goes back to the top of this range, you got to remember, friends, this is a period of 16 years. Whoa. You get 75% over performance. So, yeah, you get 75% over performance. So, pretty much, you know, let's say in those 16 years, the S&P 500 will do a 2x, which is 100% gain. Maybe the Russell 2000, instead of doing 100% gain, it does 175% gain or whatever. You know what I mean? But you don't really care about that, bro. That's like waiting 16 years for maybe a 2.5x. You know what I mean? The S&P 500, it's near a guarantee, but you know, it is what it is. So you want a lot more than that, don't you? We're here for the sexy rewards. Also, we don't just seek rewards because we're all gamblers and addicted to dopamine. We actually need it because the hurdle rate is enormous. That's right. They're printing 8% of money per year. So 8% is your hurdle rate, and everything's inflating at the yin-yang. What I'm going to do now, let's cover some blockchain backer charts. This is where we are right now, context. Context of where we are now, friends. He believes we have this fractal here. We just don't know, right, where we are here. We don't know if this peak was just that. And it's at critical time once again. Have you noticed, friends, like every month is like, oh, here's a critical time. It's 50-50. Could go up, could go anti-up. All right. He believes that if we crack lower, it's all over. Okay, he says if we crack lower, it's all over, and then like it's kind of, I mean, it's another one of those cute memes you'll see. Everybody, they say lose this level and it's lights out. Everyone says that, dude. Everyone says, oh, if we go down, it's gonna be bad. If we go up, it's gonna be good. Ah, gosh, I love this. Okay, so hopefully, as September happens, it becomes Uptember and we continue up. And then that'll mean we're moving into the final part here. Yeah, it is sad. This is kind of final part. That's what they believe. But I've got to remind you as well, you can't see it here, but friends, you can draw a big trend line. That's what Bitcoin ends up doing. So this chart, Bitcoin does not go down in 2017. Bitcoin comes back here, maybe does a double bang, and then actually continues up. Okay, so if we're looking at our chart here, I wonder, you never know, man. You never know. If Bitcoin does this and then comes back down, right, maybe we go up here. That'll be nice. That's around the Bitcoin 95, 98K. So that'll be up to 130, back to 98. So all I'm doing is I've just drawn a channel and I've said, well, if we do get that skitsy little parabolic part, it's not over. That's pretty much it. And you know, I'm allowed to dream of a better tomorrow. So are you. This is the Bitcoin dominance on a monthly chart. I've shown you Bitcoin dominance a lot, but he's got MACDs here and he's showing how the MACD and the stochastics, this is why this is significantly different, okay? You're having these aggressive forms of a rotation downwards. So you're starting to see, pay attention to this. The MACD's finally flipped red. This is a monthly chart. That's why it's important. You know, if you're using the dailies and 3 days, it's not that important. They flip up and red, up and down too much, right? When you have a monthly big cyclical rotation like this, it's huge. I mean, just give you an example. The last time it flipped red, right, here we had to flip red, then we flipped green. This was a scam part. This is kind of funny. Up here, I still remember this part up here, friends. I'll never forget this part. Max Kaiser called for Bitcoin dominance 99%, right at the tip here. He said there will never be an alt season ever again. I think that was it. This is 2021. Actually, it's actually higher than that. But yeah, there was this period. I think December 2020. That's right, around December 2020. No, actually, it is, friends. It is. Pardon me. It was this spike up. It's funny. It literally went up there. Max Kaiser, 99% Bitcoin dominance. And I remember sitting there and I go, well, did I just get absolutely murdered? I'm thinking, nah, can't be. It can't be. I'm not going to doubt myself. Guess what? Just had alt season right after, right? So that's why, friends, I don't listen to any of these people. I make my decisions for myself, but I get to make my decisions for myself. Why? Because I get to hear what everyone else is saying first. That's actually how you win in markets, right? It's kind of like when you're playing football on the field. Yeah, you worry about yourself, but you got to see where the other players are. If you're just playing blind, guess what? You're going to get bonked. In fact, you might even get pegged on the field, right? You got to see where the other players are, right? So you don't run into a brick wall. That is the Bitcoin dominance chart out here. Let's go crack on through. We have more juicy things for you, friends. This is just showing you the racist Russell 2000 with the altcoins. Showed this total 3. What the main thing to pay attention to this is the extreme correlation. Okay, they go up together, They crash together, they go sideways together, they go up again together, and then here we are. We're actually near the highs, which is exactly where our total 3 is, right? Remember total 3? Total is all of crypto. Total 2 is you just remove Bitcoin. Total 3, you remove Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then I like to use others. I like to use others as in like the big crackaroony type of index that we want to see. That's why I use OTHERS-BTC, right? I compare others to the Bitcoin ratio. It's now on its 3rd green monthly candle. Fascinating, right? Because it's matching Ethereum. I'd be concerned when this hits number 6. Now, technically, it could hit number 5 and it's game over. But look, man, and I'm taking a risk here by even saying this, but because we have high interest rates, the economy is way stronger than in 2020 when we had zombie virus in 2021. So we have high interest rates. The economy is hotter. There is more confidence and stuff out here. We have a pro-crypto administration. We have crime season. Yeehaw! Because you add all of those qualitative things, and you add that everybody's got PTSD from the last cycle. And you had that the Bitcoin dominance is so extended to the upside, so it's got far more to go. I throw all of them together, and to me, I'm not going to be worried if there's going to be 5 green monthly candles personally. But you could be concerned, okay? There's going to be a lot of mayhem and stuff out here. Now remember, because it tops out after 6, okay? It could top out after 5, could top out after 6. And I'm kind of hoping as well, friend. I really hope that, man, I wouldn't mind us getting like a 3rd one here, and then a 4th one in October, and then a reset. And then I'm like, well, now we really got to run into 2026, and we do. That'll be great. That'll be great if that happens. Why? Because you and I don't need to worry if that happens. If there's a reset in there, right, with that one. It's funny, friends. No one uses that still. Everyone watches my channel. They all watch my channel. They all see all of this. Okay, friends. Even if okay, because obviously I'm buying contrarian stuff. If you're a little bitch and you can't handle low price stuff, I get it. Okay, not everyone was made to like sit on chairs that aren't from the hotels. All right, I get it. But even for those people, they say, oh, I like Sommi's macro stuff and all these other things. They still like they still fade it. They still go on the daily chart because everyone wants to know up or down, up or down, up or down. That's our edge, by the way. That's a big part of our edge. Okay, because the crowd's not learning. This is a chart showing you the divergences between the racist Russell 2000 and then you have the other US indices. Okay, see how everything else is expanded and then we are down in the poopy town. Okay, so it all started happening around here. You can see that these things were breaking higher highs, but then this thing wasn't. You see, there's racist Russell 2000. You follow the green. See what I've just drawn here. See the racist Russell 2000, the green. So now you get to see, yeah, there's just been a big divergence. That is the business ISM coming down, which is staying down, So now friends, I've shown you thousands of times that the business cycle, it's kind of funny, friends. More I say this, I'm watching more and more people. They're regurgitating this, which is good, okay? You know what it means? It means they're watching. And look, it's kind of funny. One of you baby dolls said, Sommi, all these people are watching, but aren't you concerned because they're not buying? I go, no, Habibi. It just tells me the price isn't high enough for them to buy yet, which is exactly where you want to be. All right, it's exactly where you want to be. Friends, I've had these moments in my life. I've listened to someone over and over and over and over again, and then it sits in your mind. You don't act. It's in your subconscious. Yeah. And then like 3, 6, 9 months later, I'm like, damn it, I'm just gonna go listen to that person. Yeah. There's been many times in my life like that. Like I remember I've been trading something, someone's trying to teach me a lesson, and I'm like, I'll keep repeating a mistake for 3 months, and then I have like a big blowout, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna listen to that guy. That's it. For example, like, oh, I'm just going to say, I'll just give you an example. Let's say I'm trading spreads. So like I'm just gonna listen to that advice that guy told me once, because I realize now I'm getting away with danger. And maybe the advice would have been like, hey, be careful on the days where you're trading and there's US non-farm payroll on that day. Okay? You should use like 1/4 of your size. Use 75% less size. Because that day is very dangerous. A lot of the odds of the days, they just the spreads and stuff just go one way and there's nothing to bring it back and you basically just caught offside and you just got to take a big hit. You know what I mean? I remember I got away with murder a few times and then one time I just got cracked and it took me like, 4 months. I remember 4 or 5 months just repeating this. I mean, like 5 times I was repeating this over and over and over again. Imagine he's watching me thinking like, oh, this guy's never listening. No, I was listening. It just took another hit for me to happen. That's why I'm telling you, what's the hit for other people going to be? It's going to be the prices going up. It gives them fear. Remember fear, friends. F is not only for friendship. F is for fear, FOMO, fear of missing out. All right, that's what it is. And remember, friends, like you're watching it here every time, every day, and you know these things can go to 0 in 2 seconds, right? But when you're holding something and it's consensus and the ratio is going down, I mean, like, friends, look at SOL-ETH ratio, friends. They literally, Cointelegraph and every KOL got euphoric over a 17% up move. Guys, do you understand how pathetic you look? You look as pathetic as when you were teasing and saying dirty things about Vitalik and everyone holding Ethereum. That's how pathetic you look. Let me go back. Do you want me to show you? Do you want me to show you how trash it is right now? Oh, I hope it works out for you. I'm just telling you. You guys, let's put this on a weekly. This is ETH-BTC. Do you understand? You guys were making so much fun of this on the way down. Oh, 10%. Look at this. Oh, 17%. Oh, 26%. Oh, look at this. 26%. Oh, look at this. 9%. Bang. Friends, these are weekly candles when it stopped. So I hope it doesn't get there for you. I'm just telling you, like, you know, man, just, friends, you know, you've seen it by now, man. I got no hate in my heart for anyone. Just, you know, except soy boys and soy girls. But, you know, life's trying to teach you a lesson about humility. You know, you really got to learn humility, and you're being crypto for that many years. Come on, guys. Come on. Okay. What are we waiting for, friends, actually? So why isn't... So the business cycle just showed you, right? It's got 34 months in the pooba. That's our liquidity risk in sovereign crypto. We're waiting for the gold price to stop being so erect. So this is gold, friends, and BCB thinks this is a fake out higher. It's hitting the highest Fibonacci extension. This is the 4th Fib level on his chart. He thinks it's going to go up and just fake out. And it's going to come back and collapse. Now, remember, gold is real risk off in the world. It's actual risk off. As in when everything sells off, you know, people have tendency to actually buy gold because when they're scared of stuff, right? So they'll sell the US dollar. That's what they'll do because they're going to print money. They go, oh, if every nation in the world is going to print money because we're truly risk off, then I've got to get the thing they can't print. You know, it's just most of the times, a lot of the news, it's isolated to a few countries. Yeah, it's not every single person. Not every single country. But then there are these world events. You know, 5 or 10% of the time, when there's a bad thing, one every 5 or 10 bad events, probably every 10. One every 10 bad events. That's why gold's a pure insurance hedge. They're gonna have to print everything, and that's why everyone holds gold. That's why they're gold and gold bugs. That's why we hope one day Bitcoin rallies on that stuff. So we're waiting for gold to settle down. What about Ethereum, friends? Ethereum. This is where it is right now. We are right in this square. I'm going to show you a zoom up on this chart just to get you even more bullish in friendship. This is Ethereum zoom up, okay? BCB says the next phase of this little bull flag is rising up. So this is where we are here. We just had this up, higher low. Hopefully Ethereum friends just cracks up here. This will be 4,700, 800, and then it's ready to go and snap. It's going to go to $7,000. Man, they're going to miss out, friends. Look, let me tell you something, okay? I made many videos, dozens of videos. I know I make a lot of high value content out there, highest value content. I remember these videos last year. Raoul Pal, Crypto Banter. Every single major KOL in crypto, okay, they all said the same thing. That's how I knew you were all trapped in Soylana at the top of the ratio, okay? They all said Soylana's definitely going to $1,000 because Ethereum could go to 10,000. Okay, they definitely said that. So they go, oh, they said there is no point to own Ethereum because, this is all their words, word for it. They said there's no point owning Ethereum because basically soy is slingshot leverage on it. Now you might say, but Sommi, aren't there other slingshot leverage stuff? Yeah, they haven't gone up yet. Yeah. Soy spent 1.75 years going up as slingshot leverage. So look, some people get it, some people don't, all right? I don't care if you don't get it. Okay, friends, you've gone up for 1.75 years, bro. You're already the slingshot leverage. But what they all believed is they said, okay, we've gone up for basically 1.75 years. I can still hold this for another 1.75 years because it's going to go up only, and then it actually starts reversing down, and you have all these massive top signals which are ignoring, like Donald Trump's meme coin, etc. So, look, we've seen this before, dude. It doesn't matter what you think leverage is or anything out here. When everyone in the industry is caught on one side, you're all wrecked. We've seen it over and over and over again. So many times. And at one time, you might not be wrecked. Okay, your upside's not going to be that good anyway. Probably your USD price is going to go okay, but the ratio is going to get bonked. Okay, you got to be careful of that. So that's why I think, look, friends, Yeah, Ethereum can go up. It's not everyone's gonna rally with it. You've already had your turn, bro. That's why I told you it's Soylana. You won the cycle, bro. You won it. You got to rally in the Bitcoin halving year. You got given a 500% premium value on your Ethereum. But they took it for granted. They didn't rotate out. Why? Because they think Ethereum's going to zero. You see, it's a tragedy of the commons and winnings, friends. That's what it's like. People, like, basically, God comes down, he gives you money. He's like, oh, I don't want that money because that money's going to zero. You're like, no, I'm here to give you money, bro. I'm here to give it to you. Like, nah, I don't want to take it. Oh, well. This is, friends, the XRP chart with gold. This is what blockchain backer thinks we're doing. For XRP, if you're one of the XRP dudes. Hopefully it doesn't do the snap down, which I'll show you later on. That's one of the scenarios. And hopefully it does a repetition of what gold does and we just cracks on through. Yeah, this is the most hated and most longest cycle ever. But maybe it's the most longest because we needed to rinse a lot of people and we're all going to get a good return, if you know what I mean. And it's not going to be as diminished. That could be it. What about the down scenario? This is the poopy town scenario, friends. If Bitcoin keeps going down, this is what happens. We just keep rolling over and over and over. This is XRP's chart as well. Down, 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 and it's pretty much all over. So hopefully we don't get that. Hopefully Ethereum leads the way and charges up the way. Just like, look, I'm just, friends, man, look, I've seen this before. Everyone's laughing. Look, you know how I know this, okay? Because I was here, dude. All right, we all got cucked holding altcoins in the bear market. All right, everybody thought, right, because down here, everyone thought, don't worry, if Bitcoin rallies, Ethereum is going to rally harder. Wrong. Totally wrong. Everyone was anti-Bitcoin down here. No one wanted to touch Bitcoin. No one. They just wanted full altcoins, right? And then it was literally just Bitcoin rallying, nothing could move, right? Because that's what ends up happening. So you move with it, and then when you drop 2%, the other thing drops 4%. And that just happens every single step of the way, you know? So there are some consensus stuff, which I don't want them to get trapped, man. I don't want them to get trapped. I'm just telling you they're trapped. I'm telling you unequivocally, undeniably, they're trapped. And even if they're not trapped, you're betting on a favorite. It's like you're betting on a tennis player. They're paying $1.03. You're going to put in $1, and if they win, you get 3 cents. You eventually get wrecked over time, friends. Now, let's move on to some news. So I've got to cover this again. So Gainzy, friends. So Gainzy has rugged his PumpFun coin. And yeah, so Gainzy, he's like, I guess, a crypto, one of the OGs. I think he was streaming from Israel because he's from Israel. I forgot. I don't know if he was born there, but he was streaming from there. So he got, a bit popular as well when it was getting bombed and stuff, I think in the bombs. And then I think he moved to Thailand. But what ended up happening is just show you this minus 100%. Minus 100%. So yeah, man, the comments are vicious. Every single stereotype you can imagine is all the memes and pictures are coming out. So basically what's happened is he's rugged his PumpFun streamer coin in one click. So just to give you a synopsis, he had 79. So remember, I've got to play some angel music. I've got to play some angel music and I've got to swim into the next scene right now. We're getting too tingly right now. Yeah, speaking of crime season. 24 hours ago, your friend Sommi, aka me, aka Officer Sommi, I told you stay away from streamer coins. I said maybe I'll do one, maybe not. Who cares? I'll just stay away. Stay away from them because they're just celebrity tokens and they're probably going to rug. If the guy farts, if the guy says I'm going to take a holiday, it's all over. Okay, and it's a tragedy as well of success. As a person becomes more successful with the coin, what ends up happening is they will get made and offered a deal from someone else to move to another platform, and guess what? You just get rugged in 2 seconds anyway. You know what I mean? Okay, so unfortunately, literally after I say that, 24 hours later, Gainzy's coin, what happens is, friends, an anonymous wallet comes from a non-KYC exchange called BitGet. An anonymous wallet gets made, and then Gainzy sells all of his coins in one click. He sells all of it in one click. He extracts 160 grand or something. Now, when he sold it, immediately on the other account, it bought the account. So he sold it. All the bots and everybody started exiting. They're like, oh my gosh, Gainzy's selling everything. He has 75% token supply. So he sold everything down here. And then what ends up happening is, maybe I'll find a picture. You see that right down there? What ends up happening is the other account buys a supply. Everyone sells the low. He buys a supply. After he bought the supply, he then tweets from his account. He basically says this. I'll cover it again later. Don't worry, friends. Oh, bro, emergency stream, the terror. I watched in real time. This one's going to cost me a lot. I wasn't hacked. I was literally, it was an accidental click. So he basically said it was an accident. But that account that bought, it dumped on everybody buying back in. So it extracted 400 grand. So yeah, that's you're playing with these dirty games and stuff like that, friends. That's what happens. I think crypto BitLord has come out and made a picture as well. Gainzy was known as one of the biggest scammers and LARPs back when he joined in 2017. The rat hasn't changed one bit. He might fool some of you with his honest persona. He's one of the industry mutts. He would sell a rat's butthole as a wedding ring to a blind man. I'm reading that for the first time. Oh, man. Welcome to crypto. I told you it's crime season, baby. So, yeah, man, that's the game. That's the game, okay? Yeah, so they made profit out here. So, friends, you remember as well, Gainzy's videos, I played a few of them. They play like a bit of the melancholy, dramatic, sad music. Like, you know, where it makes you feel bad. Like, you know, like almost angel music, you know? Like they're playing, oh, I'm telling my story to you right now. And back in the day, I was really poor and, you know, I had an apartment. And, you know, he tells stories like, oh, yeah, he was so poor. His parents would come over and, like, he'd had ashtrays and stuff everywhere. And his parents would clean his apartment for 2 hours. And, like, it's all that sob story stuff. But, like, you got to remember, like, these people are really smart. They know how to work a crowd. They know what the crowd wants to hear and doesn't want to hear. They know never to talk about the wins. You know what I mean? They know never to talk about stuff like that. I mean, like, he even, like, because okay, this is a funny part, friends. He connects with the PumpFun kids because they're like, oh, he's poor like me. I relate to that. And then he admits in one of his streams, he goes, I got 2 insider seed deals, which basically made all my money back. Basically, you don't get anything. You know what I mean? So, only on Soylana PumpFun. Now, moving on with the news. Ivan on Tech Friends has covered PulseChain and shouts out Sommi's nipple pegging adventures. So thank you to Mr. Ivan as well. So Ivan Friends has actually multiple mentions on his videos and stream. Also, thank you to Mr. Matt Smeed for existing as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'll just quickly give it a peek of it. So it is right here. So
PulseChain, can you tell me one thing? They are like the PulseChain. It's interesting. They are so pro ETH, even though they don't have ETH.
So, man, it's funny. We'll speak about that. Everything is SOL-ETH ratio stuff. We'll speak about that in another episode. But yeah. So something that was also happening with Ivan, friends. So Ivan covers lies from other salty PulseChain people, KOLs. So Ivan, this is what I don't get. Ivan's like, what's going on with the P-Day? What is the ping pong racket? So it is amazing. I don't make content because I noticed a pattern, right? So I make videos and then people don't listen anyway. Just like people who are haters and stuff out here. So they're like, oh, what's the ping pong racket? Yeah, bro, I've only made dozens and dozens and dozens of videos of the highest value content in crypto for you. If you don't get it, no one cares. Literally nobody cares. You're going to get it one day. Trust me, you're going to get it. Just like how you understood Bitcoin at 1,150, Ivan, in 2013 when you bought near the top. You understood it at around 800 bucks. You didn't understand it at $8. Okay, well, an OIP, an ownerless, immutable, permissionless, decentralized, natively decentralized ping pong coin, yeah, which could be a claimable ownership of a share using a PulseChain layer 2, which has a borrowing and loaning function, so you get around taxes. Okay, you will only understand that when P-Dye is maybe like 25 cents, and then maybe you start to watch one of my videos. Okay, but you don't understand it right now. It's like everyone else. Okay, it's totally fine. I don't need people to understand it because I know, because to me, it's high odds it's going to happen anyway. It already went to 0 twice, right? So there's also just one of you baby dolls as well wanted me to clarify. Yeah, and friends, some people thought that, oh, were we hearing wrong? Where is the Binance listing you talked about? There is none. So I don't know why Ivan's covering lies from other people who are making completely misconstrued claims. I didn't say my whole Binance ping pong racket. If you watch the video, I said multiple times. I did not say Binance is definitely listing anything. I didn't even say Binance is going to list the P-Dye. All I said was this raises the odds that it is not random to me. It raises the odds to me that there is a plan. That's it. There you go. Stop right there. But, you know, friends, for people who are slow and they are copers, and friends, you understand, when you're sidelined, your brain, there's this cognitive bias. Your brain has a biasness to like, look at the FUD, look at the FUD, look at the FUD. And look at friends, I mean like, case in point, every single person is sidelined on Ethereum, pro-soy. They've been FUDding Ethereum for the past 48 hours, saying, oh, the foundation is dumping, oh, the gas fees, or this or that, or Ethereum. Friends, even Cointelegraph talk, that Cointelegraph put the Sharplink CEO dude, who's like super bullish, and they focus like one little negative comment. So you don't have to worry about them, friends. You know, remember, they all FUDded XRP, and then XRP went up 9.4x anyway, okay? The USA has collected $31 billion in tariffs in August. So the tariffs as well, friends, remember, the tariffs aren't enough to cover off the debt. It's just like this media thing out here. It's not really going to usher in the next big generation. They're going to have to print money, all right? And that's all it's going to come down to. New York Stock Exchange listed Genius Group partners with Nuanu to launch a Genius City in Bali, focusing on Bitcoin and AI and education. So once again, AI taking over the world. Good for adoption. We're seeing all these cities and stuff pop up. Might be more of a meme, but we'll see. Galaxy Digital, this is Mike Novogratz's company. They begin tokenizing SEC-registered Galaxy shares on Soylana via Super State's opening bell. So they're putting their Galaxy shares. But I just got to remind you, friends, because Galaxy and Pantera Capital, like the biggest VCs in crypto, they hold Soylana, yeah? And I've just obviously got to warn you. When they release it, it's funny. How come the Soylana influencers, they had absolutely no problem talking about how much soy the Ethereum Foundation is having, but when it comes to their own VCs of Soylana who are doing literal retailer grifting, 0 words out of their mouths. 0. Because what they're doing is, friends, I covered it for you. They have 4 year locked up staked SOL. 4 years. They don't want to hold for 4 years. They want to sell it now because they don't want to hold in the bear market. So what they're going to do is they're going to put that into a Soylana treasury. They're going to sell the product to retail. And they're going to dump the shares on retail. So retail can't ever do a claim anyway. And if you wanted to do a claim, you got to wait a couple of years in the next bear market anyway. Okay, so that's what they're doing. That's how they're going to use it to exit on retail. The Federal Reserve will host a payments innovation conference on October 21st, covering DeFi, stablecoins, AI, and tokenization. Wow. So that's probably going to be coinciding with big green monthly candles, probably in Rocktober, hopefully Pumptober as well. World Liberty Finance launch has plunged. Trump family says their net worth went up by $5 billion. I don't know exactly if that's a full amount. This is the chart of World Liberty Finance at 21 cents. Just to let you know, friends, remember yesterday, Justin Sun Bull posted World Liberty Finance, and we actually saw he sent $1 million to the exchanges to dump. I think it was to dump, of course. Like, what else would you be sending the coins to the exchanges? What are you going to do then? Look at them. Anthropic, which is cloud AI valuation, is it tripled to $183 billion. So I feel like because OpenAI, ChatGPT makers, they have a $500 billion valuation. I'm hoping that it like gets to $1 trillion plus, and then that's some sort of marking of an enormous heated euphoric top signal for the stock market. Note that Soy Bankman-Fried owned 10% of Anthropic. So if he wasn't liquidated forcefully, he'd have $18 billion right now. Literally right now, $18 billion. That covers every FTX deposit and some. Just that one investment. So he was a good investor. The problem is the leverage part. You know what I mean? So like, someone made a good example. It's actually true. I'll tell you this now. It's like imagine you longed Bitcoin at 100x. Yeah. And then you whinge in 10 years. Oh, Bitcoin hit $1 million. But you know, if I wasn't liquidated on my 100x, you know, when it dropped $5, I would have made it, you know? So using other people's money to borrow and stuff out here, you got to be careful. He was a good investor, but I guess bad with leverage. I think we have a lot of lessons to learn from that. Also, thank you to Mr. Fiat Brain. It's all a fiat issue. Good morning. You are my friend. Thank you, sir. No, sir. You're my friend as well. We're confirming friendship. So where are we going from here? As I showed for you, friends, the most important chart was Meth. The Meth chart is doing the bull flag. It is turbo bullish, and we're looking for it to exit this box. We're in a box of friendship. Hopefully, Meth decides to become our friend even more and then start to go up. Where would it go to? The big fib is 7,200, and then what? You know, is it going to be over, or we're going to continue in bull flag again up here? We'll see. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one. Tell mum and dad you love them.